Good morning, students. Welcome to your class 11th bio. Children, I am starting with chapter number 1, that is the diversity in the living world. You are free to post your comments in the comment box of YouTube, and you will give your attendance as well in comment box so that I can come to know that how many students are there in bio. So let's begin. This chapter is regarding the presence of living organism on this earth. So the living organism show different characteristics such as they have shape and size. As you know, living beings have a definite shape and size which get modified to some extent when growth occurs. Second characteristics is growth. The growth of living organism is an internal and biological process controlled by protoplasm. Protoplasm is the living matter which includes the nucleus and the cytoplasm in the cell. Non-living structures increase their size mostly due to external factor, and there is a specific term for that is accretion. Third characteristic is reproduction. All living organisms have power of reproduction. It is the capability to produce young ones of similar kind, and they go for asexual and sexual method of reproduction. So this is the third characteristics which signifies that the organism is living. Fourth one is metabolism. There are two activities which takes place in metabolism, that is anabolic and catabolic. Let us first discuss what nutrition is, because this metabolism takes place under nutrition only. Feeding, digestion, assimilation together constitute the nutrition. Nutrition in an organism result in the production of more protoplasm. That means there is a growth of cell which happens only in the presence of nutrition. Now if we summarize the term metabolism, then we have to study about anabolism. So whenever something is created in the body, a constructive metabolism, then it is called anabolism. Okay, for example, photosynthesis, in which the substances are synthesized. Okay, let us talk about catabolism, which refers to breakdown. So when any substance breaks, okay, to form smaller substances, for example, respiration, in which taking oxygen, the nutrient substances, they get broken up to release energy. So this is very, very important characteristic of living organism, because it is not happening in the non-living organism. Metabolism is the perfect characteristic to describe that the organism is living. Okay, let's talk about other characteristics also. Cellular structure. All living organisms are made up of cells. Okay, consciousness. All living beings are aware of their surrounding, okay, which is not possible with the non-living organism. They never have any kind of consciousness. It is just in living organism we see the consciousness. And in human beings are the most advanced organism, so they have self-consciousness also. Okay, next characteristic, definite life cycle. All living organisms show definite life cycle. Movements. Animals are able to move freely from one place to another. Then self-regulation. There is a control system which works in every organism, which helps in regulation of body functioning like growth, excretion, development, reproduction, and other metabolic activities which are seen in only living organism. Now let us discuss about the concept of diversity. You know, diversity means variety. We see on our planet Earth variety of living organisms. The group comprising plants and animals is so large, and there are so many variations that previously it was almost impossible to arrange the heterogeneous collection in systematic order, because the diversity was too much. Okay, let us just talk about what biological diversity is. Biological diversity, in short, is called biodiversity. This term was first coined by W.G. Rosen in 1985. So let's discuss about biological diversity. If we define it, the variability among living organisms from all sources, including the inter alia, terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystem, and the ecological complexes of which they are a part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystem. So there are certain levels of biodiversity, and these three levels of biodiversity are the ecological diversity. Okay, second is species diversity, and third is genetic diversity. So let us talk about the diversity, each of the diversity in little detail. So let's start with ecological diversity. It is the diversity that of ecological complexes. That means it is so vast. Okay, it is it is the diversity which is at biotic community level. So Indian ecosystem diversity is too vast, and we can divide in three levels. That is biogeographical region, biotic province, and biome. Okay, let's talk about species diversity. Species diversity refers to variety of species in a region, and number of species per unit area is called species richness. Okay, so at the end of this discussion, you will see picture where you will see the picture describing about species diversity. Yes, you can see here, like the first picture is shown as area 1. Here you can see 3 species of birds. Okay, so this is reflecting species richness, like variety of birds can be seen here. Now you can see the second picture. Here you can see that these evenness has increased. Like you can see the bird of each type in 2 number. Okay, and the third one is reflecting different animals, so more diversity. So you can say that ecological diversity is related to species diversity. Species diversity is leading to genetic diversity. Then the arrows are coming back. Genetic diversity leads to species diversity. Species diversity leads to ecological diversity. This much for today. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you.